Hello and welcome to the first instalment of the Geelong Abroad football YouTube channel. On this channel, I'm going to be talking about all things to do with Geelong. Rating players, rating our performance, where I think we are, how close I think we are to a premiership. Just decided to start this channel. I'm a big Geelong supporter, so looking forward to getting into it. Not sure how it's going to go, but we'll give it a crack. On the weekend, Geelong versus Richmond. Awesome game. Great atmosphere. People calling it the game of the year, which is, fair enough. It really was a great spectacle and great for football at the end of the day. In this episode, I'm going to be going through each individual player for Geelong and rating their performance from 1 to 10, maybe 0 to 10, but I doubt anyone's going to get a 0. You have to have a pretty big, serious shocker to get a 0. But so 1 to 10, I'm rating them based off how they usually play, based off where I think they're at. So obviously a guy like Tom Stewart, he's going to be judged a lot more harshly than a guy like Jed Buse or something like that. I'll just get straight into it. Tom Stewart, now obviously had a pretty rough start to the game with that hit on Dion Prestia. It doesn't look great. On the replay. I don't think Tom meant to do it, to be honest. From what I've heard, from what Chris Scott's said, he's a great guy. He just ran by and made a poor decision. It was just a split second decision. Hits him in the head, but he deserves to get weeks for it, and he certainly will. That being said, he played an awesome game. For me, he was pretty close to best on ground, if not best on. 29 touches, just taking intercept marks all day. Locking up down back. He's just a spectacular player, and every team in the AFL would love to have a guy like Tom Stewart. So hats off to him. We'll miss him in the coming weeks, but awesome performance for Tom Stewart. Next on the list, Sam De Koning. He had an interesting day, Sam De Koning, because he was on Tom Lynch, and Tom Lynch, you would say, got the better of him, but he didn't dominate him. I thought Sam, at the very least, put up a fight, took a really important intercept mark. I think it was in that last quarter with, only 5-10 minutes to go. That was really important for us. So Tommy Lynch did beat him today, but that's part of the development process. He'll get there, Sam. I fully believe that. He's just such an exciting young player. He's going to be really good. Same as his brother Tom. I still thought he did alright. I'd rate his game probably a 6 or a 7 out of 10. Just because Tom Lynch did get the better of him, but Tom Lynch is a great forward, and that's going to happen. Especially when he's as young as he is. Tommy Atkins. Love Tommy Atkins' game. Cracked in all day. It's what Tommy Atkins does. He doesn't do any of the flashy stuff, but he goes in there. His pressure acts were through the roof. 21 touches, which is really impressive. And they're all hard, hard-nosed, fighting, scrapping for the ball sort of touches. So really valuable, and I thought he was a really valuable player on the weekend. Just for the ferocity he brings to the contest. I was really impressed with Tommy Atkins' game. I think it's one of the best he's played in a little while. So I'd have to give him probably a 9 out of 10, to be honest. Maybe even a 10, because I don't think you can expect much more from Tommy. We know the type of player he is, and we love him for it. So good on him. I hope he can get some recognition for that sort of performance. Jack Henry. I mean, obviously the man stepped up in the big moment towards the end with a fantastic overhead grab. Took 2 bites of it, but took it eventually. 2 goals. Thought he looked really dangerous up forward. He did look, we know how good he is as a backman, almost an all-Australian level backman. But geez, he looks good up forward as well. Still didn't have the biggest impact on the game, but at the same time, 2 goals and kicking that, really the match winner at the end. You can't complain, can you? And I think he works up forward or down back, wherever he is. Just a really, really great player. Great mark of the footy, and yeah, so I was pretty happy with how Jack played. But as I said, wasn't overly influential, so I'd give him a 7 out of 10. Mark Blitzarves. You know, Blitzarves, we know what we get from him. Run all day, big body, good overhead mark. Kicked a really good goal early on. Had 20 or so touches, I believe. So really good performance from him. I rated his performance I'd say a 9 out of 10 because I thought some people might disagree with me there, but he played a really instrumental role and he can play. The thing about Blitzarves is we can play him anywhere because he's just that versatile of a player. I'm sure Chris Scott loves him for it and we love him for it as well. So great performance from Blitzarves, 9 out of 10. Mitch Duncan. He's a superstar. We know he's a superstar. He's, in my opinion, still one of the most underrated players, if not the most underrated player in the competition. Had 25 touches, awesome user of the football, and yet really just played a great game. So I gave him a 9 out of 10 as well. Not quite a 10 because he didn't quite, we hold Mitch Duncan to a high standard. He didn't quite dominate to a 10 out of 10 standard, but yeah, really, that's just awesome performance from him. And he's a gun player. We know that, and we've been knowing that. Cam Guthrie, another one, 28 touches, just awesome game. Definitely one of their best players on the field. I think he had the most AFL ranking points out of any Geelong player in the game, which is, which you can see. So yeah, he was awesome. I also gave him a 9 out of 10 just because we know how good Cam is. He's had those 40 disposal type games, but yeah, awesome performance. So good on him. Good to see he's back playing some good footy. Isaac Smith also played quite well. Don't think he wasn't. He played well. He did play well. 20 or so touches, just runs up and down the wing, and he's just so valuable. I feel like he's one of those guys every team would love to have him because he works so hard along that wing, never stops running. Got a massive left foot on him, skilled, fast, just got everything you could want from a winger. So I gave him an 8 out of 10. Didn't have, he wasn't dominant, but at the same time, he played a great game. So, yeah, 8 out of 10 for Isaac Smith. Probably a stock standard, just great Isaac Smith game, Zach Tui kicked a goal, played well. Yeah, he played well. He broke some tackles. He had one really awesome moment. I think it was towards the end of the game where he broke like 2 tackles, got the handball off, and I can't remember who had a shot, but couldn't quite kick it. But no, he played really well. Kicked a really important goal, obviously. Got a massive leg on him. I gave him an 8 out of 10 as well because I just thought, it was just another one of those good Zach Tui games. Not dominant, not gonna, get best on ground, but really, really, really impressive. So good on him, and we know what we're getting from Zach. He's just another gun player. So yeah, really valuable to this team. Jeremy Cameron, pretty close to best on, you'd have to say. 3 goals, 16 disposals, and geez, he's just the best, in my opinion, almost far and away the best field kick in the comp. Nick Blakey is also quite good, to be fair. But yeah, I think he had that one kick in the last quarter. I think it went to Blitzarves, where he just kicked it down the middle, and I just couldn't believe, I remember watching it on the replay, I couldn't believe how it got there. And yeah, it was just so impressive from Jezza, and he's just a gun player. Like, we know he's a gun player. Doesn't seem like, yeah, he's just a great player. So yeah, obviously the 3 goals, played an awesome game. I gave him a 9 out of 10, not quite 10 out of 10 as well. I feel like he definitely could have gotten the 10, but yeah, I don't know. I think he did go a little bit quiet, I think in like the 2nd or 3rd quarter. But yeah, awesome performance. Just an awesome kick of the footy, that bloke. So yeah, great job. Jed Hughes played well. He played well. He had a really important tackle on Bolton towards the later stages of the game, where he got away from Mark O'Connor, and I thought, geez, Bolton was going crazy at that stage, and Hughes just took him down, which I thought was really important, and ultimately could have been a turning point in the game, or was a turning point in the game. So, good on him. he played an important role. We know we're getting from Jed Buse. He's not a massively influential player, but he just does good stuff across that back line. And yeah, absolute unit of a bloke. Gave him a 8 out of 10, maybe a 7. I'll give him a 7 out of 10 because I don't think he had the biggest impact on the game, but he played his role, definitely played his role, and did a good job of it, I thought. Brad Close, great game. Only kicked the one goal, had 15 or so disposals, I think, but kicked the really important goal, first of all. And he just looks so lively. All our small forwards just look so lively at the moment. And it was really impressive from him. So, yeah, I was really happy with how he played. I think if we get that from Brad Close every week, you love him life. If we get that type of performance from him. So, yeah, great job by Closey. Gave him an 8 out of 10. Just because he didn't dominate, but at the same time, really influential. Especially in that last quarter. He was just fantastic, I thought. Just small forward, bring the ball to ground, scrapping, fighting for it. So, well done, Brad. Played a great game. Tom Hawkins, he went missing, didn't he? He did go missing. He had that's probably the worst Tom Hawkins game I think I've ever seen. In a long time, I think. And he'd know that. He's a superstar. He's a great player. Has been for so long. And yeah, these games sort of, they happen. Hopefully he can get back to it next week. But yeah, I'm giving him probably a 3 or a 3 out of 10, I think. He didn't really compete. He let Nankervis take 4 intercept marks in the last quarter, and I was just thinking, like, what's going on, Tom? Like, I don't know what's happening. He looked low on confidence for some reason, but as I said, these games happen. I'm sure he'll be back to it next week. He's a gun player, so nothing to worry about there, I don't think. But yeah, we'll hope he can get back to it. Tyson Stengel, best on. Pretty bloody close to best on if he's not. 3 goals, and he was just so lively. Such a great user of the football. Just kicked a really impressive goal. I think he marked the ball. They didn't mark. I think the ball fell to him on the 50. Ran about 10 metres, opened up the angle and snapped a goal. That was just so impressive to me. He's been a really awesome pickup for us. And he just seems to get better and better. Like, it's so impressive. So he's just fantastic. And, I loved his interview after the game. He seems like quite a shy guy, but no, it was awesome. Awesome from him, and just great to have him in the team. By all accounts, he's a great bloke. Had some issues in the past, but yeah, he's just a superstar, and just love to have type of guy you love to have in your club. So yeah, good on him. 10 out of 10 for Tyson Stengel. He's just fantastic. Yeah. Reece Stanley, quiet game for Reece. Played his role. Yeah, it was in the hit-outs. Probably evened it up. Reasonable sort of effort. Just the 7 touches, which is not fantastic, but no, he played his role. I thought. He competed in the air, competed at ground level. Yeah, we'd like a bit more from Reece, but it's the type of player he is. I think he's hot and cold a bit. Reece Stanley. He has sort of like a month patch where he looks like can be the best, one of the best ruckmen in the league, and then he has games like this. But I think that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get from Reece. So that's all right. We're still happy with him playing like that. Played his role. So I gave him a 5 out of 10. Gets the pass mark. Joel Selwood, he was a bit quiet, but he's a bloody superstar. Like, I don't expect too much from Joel nowadays. He's getting a bit up there in age. Just a gun. Anything we get from him now is just extra. So yeah, good on him. Bloody superstar. Still played an okay game. I gave him a 6 out of 10. Might be a bit generous, but knowing how beaten up his body is, it's we know the decline's going to come. So we're just take whatever we can get from Joel at the moment, and just love him. No matter what happens. I don't expect anything. I I don't need anything more from Joel. He's going to go as a bloody superstar. So, gun. Mark O'Connor played okay. He played a decent game, I thought. He played 14 disposals. I think he was tagging Bolton for a little while. Played a good game. So I gave him a 6 out of 10 for his performance. Could have been a bit better, but at the same time, played his role and did the right thing. And I think that's all we've got. It was a great performance from the boys. Obviously, a number of great performances around the board. We've still got Dangerfield to come in, Gary Rowan to come in. I don't know if he'll make it in based off how Jack Henry's been playing up forward, but the team's looking really good, and hopefully we can give it a good crack when finals come. We've got North Melbourne next week, which is a bit of a dangerous one, but I feel like we should be able to get the win there. So, awesome. Great game, great footy. Thanks for coming for the first instalment of Geelong Abroad. I'll see you later. Thank you.